Hey everyone, it's Joe from Gadgetry Tech, and today we're going to review the VelocityOne Flight from Turtle Beach. Now, if at the end of the review you decide this is the right flight controller for you, I'm going to put a link in the description below. Generic Amazon affiliate link. I have no special affiliate stuff set up with Turtle Beach. I never ask for those things because I don't want you to think this review is motivated in any way to make money. If you purchase through there, great. It does help support the channel to an extent. But as always, purchase it however and wherever you want. Now, what a lot of people don't know is the CEO of Turtle Beach is actually a huge aviation flight sim guy. Jorgen Stark is the name of the CEO of Turtle Beach, and he's had a passion for flying for quite a long time. I believe it was 2012 he got his pilot's license, and in 2013 he got into sim work. He has a hardcore flight sim setup at his house, and so there's a passion behind this hobby and this product, and it's not just someone from the lower end of the food chain saying, hey, we should make this to fill a gap. This has always been something exciting for even the CEO himself. Now, a VP, Andrew Young, was kind of the main guy behind inventing and creating this particular product and designing it the way it was. So what's cool about this product, and I'm not knocking any other product by saying this, I'm just saying what's cool about this one is that it wasn't just built to cater to a market. It was built because the operators of a very large company are passionate about this category. So now it's time to talk about the VelocityOne Flight itself. For starters, it's extremely comfortable and easy to use. I was ready to go within minutes of unboxing it and plugging it in. The smartly designed clamping system worked incredibly well on my desk. Just remove the magnetic lid to expose the two Allen screws and key, adjust the clamp depth to suit your desk setup, and you're good from there. The rubber feet should also give you a nice strong grip while also protecting your desk, which is nice. And I had no movement issues with mine even when clamped over my oversized Rockhat mouse pad. Turtle Beach also provides a nano suction tape should you have a surface where using clamps is not possible, such as a thin glass desktop. When possible though, I always recommend using clamps or screws as it will give you the strongest possible mounting foundation in case things get dicey up in the air. The clamp method also allowed me to easily remove the yoke each day so I could work during the day and fly at night. The yoke and throttle quadrant pieces are detachable with a simple push-to-click attachment system. You can attach, then clamp, or even clamp the yoke first and then attach the throttle quadrant, as I often did. They connect via an external USB-C cable. This is because you can mount this with a dedicated rig using the included screws if you decide not to use the clamps or tape. I actually found the throttle quadrants to be pleasant to use in everyday gaming. The tension is extremely light, but as long as you hold the throttle levers when adjusting, it's very easy to dial in your inputs. The push-pull rods on the bottom, designed to mimic a Cessna-style aircraft throttle, pitch, and air-fuel mix controls, are excellent to use and can still be used with other planes if you map them to. There are also replaceable knobs, allowing you to mimic other aircraft layouts, but I found the default ones to be the most comfortable for me for everyday use, at least when it comes to ergonomics and how they felt in my hand. The trim wheel is dialed in perfectly with just the right amount of smoothness and resistance. In flight, I had a strong appreciation for that trim wheel as I used it a lot more often than I expected to. I can't imagine having to adjust trim in a different way. This just felt very intuitive and premium. The throttle quadrant also has 10 illuminated and assignable buttons. They even include a sticker pack to label the buttons, which makes advanced flight controls easier to perform and remember should that muscle memory not kick in yet. I found the yoke to be incredibly comfortable. The grips for each hand seem dialed in just right, allowing you to have a natural grip with a lot of controls at your fingertips. I also loved using the dual hat systems to adjust landing gear, flaps, and even the brakes depending on what profile you use. I actually like the triggers on the back of the yoke as well. It felt very natural and similar to an Xbox controller, and I felt that the trigger size and tension felt just right as well. The flight controller has customizable lighting profiles with the SIP or status indicator panel able to match your color choice in ambient mode. Otherwise, the SIP will have its own light settings depending on your configuration on PC and which flight sim you're playing. The on-screen display is a great feature add and makes setup extremely easy. You can change from Xbox to PC mode depending on your platform of choice, or if you decide on switching the flight controller back and forth between both. You can also set your input profile from default to single engine prop or twin engine jet mode. This changes buttons and lever assignments, so be sure to familiarize yourself with the changes prior to committing to it. To make life easier, Turtle Beach also includes a quick start poster that shows the assignments in all modes and basic control layout to serve as an easy reference guide as you fly. Another way to understand the controls is to put the yoke in training mode, which displays every input in real time on the screen to let you know what does what. This makes life incredibly easy for a casual like myself, allowing me to spend more time playing and less time guessing. The on-screen display also has a built-in chronometer for manual timing of flights, with the option of game-generating timings with the auto setting. You can adjust the on-screen display, SIP, and general illumination brightness as well in case you want more or less brightness depending on your preferences. The SIP or status indicator panel system has had a little controversy since launch only because it didn't quite work when it first came out. With the latest firmware updates as of March 2022, the SIP is now functional when using it on a PC. Be sure to follow the directions online on how to install and set it up, and you're good to go. I applied the firmware update via the Turtle Beach Connect Xbox app, but the same app is available on PC as well. The entire firmware update process takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. Sadly, the SIP does not work on Xbox yet, but all signs point towards future compatibility later this year. I know Turtle Beach is working with developers and Microsoft to enable this functionality. So for now, yes, the SIP works, but with an asterisk. I will say one extra nicety thrown in is the detachable SIP panel, however, so if you decide to customize the SIP panel layout, you can easily label and assign your own lights, which again allows you to truly make this your own. It's a nice feature add for the sim fanatics out there. Now, I didn't have any issues with the yoke sticking at all. Even out of the gate, when I first bought this, yes, there's a little notch on center. You can actually hear it. That exists, but again, when I'm flying, it didn't seem like a problem. And they say it loosens up over time so it has a smoother feeling, so there's less stick for those first, I guess, few millimeters of movement. Mine never really stuck in the first place. I used it quite a bit, and even my kids used it, and they love it. And I found overall the experience to be quite smooth, especially when you're turning and everything. It feels great. Now, for those wondering, because I had to try this, this only works in flight sim games. I thought that because it had some mapping to an Xbox controller, you could trick it to work on as an Xbox controller in other games, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I had to try it for fun. I confirmed that this does not work in Call of Duty. You can't do this to turn your character left and right or look up and down or any of that. The triggers don't work. You can use these buttons down here, the start button, Xbox button, ABXY, ABXY. Those do certain functions, but for the most part, this is a non-operable system for FPS, and unfortunately this does not work on Forza. I tried it as well because, you know, it has the left and right trigger, which I'm like, okay, maybe I can use it for gas and brake, and I can use this for steering. It'd kind of be like a secondary steering wheel to a flight sim. It doesn't do it, worth a shot, but I just wanted to let you know in case you were wondering or thinking something ludicrous like what I did. Now, I'm not here to give you a professional opinion on how good this is as an accurate flight sim system. I am not a flight sim person. I don't have that kind of experience. There's some amazing YouTube videos online of guys with flight sim experience and a lot of other expensive hardware to compare this to, and you can definitely search for those for feedback and see what you like and don't like. I'm focusing more on the specs and features, my user experience, and what I think it caters like to a casual, because you know, when steering wheels became a big thing for gaming, it's not like everyone had steering wheel and pedals at home. They don't have a full racing sim at their house, but it doesn't mean people can't buy a $200 steering wheel and pedals to have more fun playing a racing game. This is obviously more expensive than that, but at $380, it's providing a very high quality flight sim experience for those who don't have the money or means or even a PC to get hardcore into that platform. Now, I think to me, that's what makes the VelocityOne Flight really cool, because it makes it very easy to use. A lot of stuff is preset and defined right out of the box. The default profiles have a lot of button mappings and axis control and everything set up out of the box. So you can spend more time playing and having fun and less time trying to fiddle with things, which a hardcore flight sim guy is going to do and enjoy and get the most out of it. And you can customize the daylights out of this. However, out of the box, again, it just makes it easy for people like me to enjoy flight sim, because I never would have been able to do this in the past, and I think that's what made it so nice and enjoyable for me. All right, guys, so that wraps up the review. I hope you found this helpful. Like I said earlier, I'll put a link in the description below if you think you want to get this and try it for yourself. It's certainly a lot of fun. I've had a blast with it, and I think my kids ask me to play on it all the time now, so I know they like it as well. It brings another dimension to gaming. So if you found this review helpful, great. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Shoot a comment below if you have any questions. We appreciate the support as always. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye.